Hello everybody, this is Adrienne with Ascension Soul Coaching, and I'm going to just do a follow-up from our reading from yesterday, our brief reading on Harry and Prince Charles, who's winning the war. And we were using the actual tarot for the Art of War. This is the actual tarot box, it's the oracle on how the strategy oracle for success in life. So under Sun-Tzu's book of the Art of War, there's like 13 scenarios that they look at. He looks at as having to plot out war. And I'm going to read you those items. Sorry. The 1 is laying plans, 2 is waging war, 3 is attack of stratagem, 4 is tactical dispositions, 5 is energy, 6 weak points and strong, 7 is maneuvering, 8 variation in tactics, 9 the army on the march, 10 terrain, 11 the 9 situations, 12 attack by fire, and 13 is the use of spies. In doing the reading, the cards that came out for Harry was he's using stratagem. Now stratagem, if you look up the word, the definition is a plot for deception. Now that makes sense for most of us who understand Meghan and Harry. Meghan and Harry are opportunists. Let's just say it. They're opportunists. Meghan is an opportunist because she's from a young age has learned how to manipulate people to get what she wants. And she wanted to be in the movies, she wanted to be on television, and evidently she wanted to be a humanitarian, she wanted to hang around more elite people, and eventually she got to marry Harry. But she's walked up these ladders using manipulation tactics, okay? And part of it is because she knew who to hang on to, hook her star onto, and they're saying she was a yacht girl. And if you are a yacht girl, let's just say in general, then you're going to meet very elite people with wealth, people with connections, networking, and now they're even saying with Prince Andrew at one point. Okay, so that's Meghan. And she's a narcissist, and we all know this, okay? If you know anything about personalities and personality disorders, she displays, in my humble opinion, a lot of the traits of a narcissist, okay? So then we have Harry. Harry is, he's an opportunist as well, but he's an opportunist in the way that he wants to destroy his family. He wants to hit back at them. He wants to take them down a peg because he feels like he was hurt. He feels like his dad betrayed his mother, therefore he betrayed the family. He married Camilla, and he also has issues with William because William's going to be the heir of the throne, and also William looked more like Diana to him. So he was very jealous. So when he's always held and repressed a lot of anger inside of him, and when Meghan came along, Meghan was able to take that anger, her and whomever else help him focus on, hey, we can get back at your family, we can make you feel a lot better, and here's an opportunity for you to do that. Okay, so that's them, that's the opportunists, okay? And that's the stratagem. They're in that mode of stratagem, okay? Now, are they that smart to get to where they're doing this much harm to the monarchy? No. They are working with other people. I've told you this multiple times. They have the passion to do what they want. Like Meghan wants to be the leader of the world, and Harry wants to just lash his anger out at everybody and try to hang on to his memories of his mother. But someone knew that, put them together, and they found a way to use Harry and Meghan to get their agenda in the news, always talked about, which is about BLM, equality, women's rights, and now they're talking about non-gender for children. Okay, all right. So there's these things that the world leaders and some of the other organizations they're working with and some of the other elites they're working with who have an agenda, and they're using Harry and Meghan for that. And in return, they get the mega podcasts and the Netflix deals and the book deals. Believe you me, that's what's happening. You do this for us, we'll do this for you. Okay, and that was planned before they left. Okay, so I think probably around the time they were getting married, a lot of things were being talked about because Meghan already knew people in the one young world. Okay, she was already networking with them. They all brought it together. This is a great opportunity, and this is where they are, and this is where they're going to reside for right now. Now, on the other side, we have the card for Prince Charles. Prince Charles' personality is he is king. He was raised to know he's going to be the next king, and now he is the king. But internally, he is a personality such as a reconciler or a facilitator, I should say. And he has this thing with the climate. He wants to teach the world about having a better climate. He's really into the green world and all that stuff, which is fine. That is truly within him. Not that I agree with everything, but that's what's in him. He also loves his boys, and so he sees where William is hurting, and he sees where Harry is hurting. He doesn't want to see his children hurt, but he has to be king. So he's got to reconcile that within himself. Okay, so in the art of war, he's at a part where it's called maneuvering. And maneuvering is trying to guide and try to steer clear of difficult areas. And so he knows Harry is very difficult, and he wants to steer clear of that. He wants to steer clear of making his life any worse than what it is, or harming him mentally any more than he has to. However, he is king, and he needs to be able to make those difficult decisions. Okay, now let's put that all together in a big group. We have the elitists, or the elites. We have Charles working with the World Economic Forum, and they're all integrated now. Okay, this is a whole integrated effort of what's going on right now. And whether you all believe it or not, you have to do your own research. I'm telling you, it's all integrated. It's just that you have opportunists who don't really care, which is Harry and Meghan, about the world. They don't. They only care about getting what they want. And you got Charles, who wants to be the king. He wants to be as great a king as his mother was a queen. He does look at that. He does want to have a great legacy. So he works with the World Economic Forum because that's the opportunity he wants, right? However, in that group, I told you it's all connected, there probably are a lot of negotiations going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, because they need Meghan and Harry because they get all the news. They suck up all the air and energy of the news days. If they have a news story that comes out, everybody wants to talk about it. Okay, such as right now they're talking about whether or not he's going to be, if he leaves and go to the coronation, will he be able to come back to the United States because of he probably lied on his visa application. So that's sucking up air right now, okay? They know that using Harry, no matter how bad the information is or how bad the story is, they're going to suck up the air in the news for that day, okay? And then you have Charles, who wants to also make an impact on the world, okay? And so they're all working with this big circle, this sphere of influence. I'm going to call it a sphere of influence. And if Charles wants to have that input and that be a big decision maker, an influencer in this world, making this world and climate better, he has to compromise to be able to do that. So someone is giving him pressure, saying, if Harry and Meghan lose their titles, if Harry and Meghan can't come to the coronation, Meghan and Harry can't do this, if the kids don't get the titles, right, we can't use them. They're not going to be as influential into getting our agenda forward as we want, and we paid them all this money. We need them to do this. So Charles, if you could just look at it this way, if you could just give them a little thing, give them a little piece, because the stratagem is also about getting something from the other person, but you use deception to get it. Okay? The Art of War is a very simple book to read, but it has some very powerful strategies and thoughts about how to win at war. And I said the other day, there's a thin line between love and hate. And there is, because you'll do anything if you love somebody, you want to be with them, right? You're a man, and you're courting this woman, and you wanted to show off and capture her heart. You would have a plan and a plot to do that, right? Okay? Same as when you're mad at somebody, and you're like, not just mad, but you want to get even with them, then you have a plan and a plot to do that as well. So it can be used in either or. Okay, that's why I'm saying there's a thin line between love and hate. So Charles is using the strategy to keep his place in this World Economic Forum and with this nation and in his role as king, but he's also trying to keep his role as father of Harry. He doesn't want to lose that relationship. The other two just want what they want. Everybody wants a piece of the pie, and they need something for both of them. And I believe there's a lot of negotiations going on the back. Like, come on, Charles, what does it matter? You didn't change the title, the patent for the children, so go ahead and give it to them. What is it really going to cost you to put their titles on the webpage? It's not going to cost you anything, but it gives Harry and Meghan more links to the royal family to be able to keep themselves in the news. Okay, it's that simple. Okay, so I'm going to do a reading really quick. I hope I explained that very well. But there is other people in this negotiations. It's not just Harry and Meghan negotiating with Charles and the royal family. There is other people, higher level people behind the scenes. Charles is the king of England, but you all understand he doesn't have that much power. Okay? Parliament has a lot of power. And then they answer to other people above them. Just like we in the United States, the president is not the highest one. He answers to other people above him as well. Okay? And Harry and Meghan are answering the people above them because they want the money and the prestige and the titles and the name and the branding, and to get back at the royal family and to help bring them down in a sense of word, also to bring the royal family down. They need to do that so that we can have this one world government. You can't have a British empire and a one world government. Eventually, it's going to be just one government where all the people, all the countries are going to get together, and they're going to just look at it as far as like the EU or the G7 or NATO. They come together and they agree on certain things and how they're going to run things. So don't think that because Charles is king, he has all this power. He does not. And he has to negotiate to be able to get what he wants out of the deal. Okay? So it's not just when we say, why can't he just take their titles away? He could, but then he would lose out on these other people he's working with who are giving him things and helping him and supporting him. And he's in a partnership with. So there's a lot going on in the background. Believe me, it's not that simple, y'all. I wish it was. But this world since 2020 has not been simple. And so we're going to use the Haunted Tarot, because even the Haunted Tarot, it's a little story behind this. All right. What I want to know is, we want to know, what do they need to do to bring them together, to reconcile this relationship, if they possibly can, because I think that they can. It's going to take a long time. Harry has to come around and understand that he's being used, and care that he's being used, because he may not even care. And then Charles has to understand that he may not change Harry's mind, and Meghan and he will always be together, and he'll always have to, deal with her if he wants to talk to his son. So I'm going to pull out one card from Harry and one card for Prince Charles. And I want to know what thing do they have to do to ever reconcile, to at least have a relationship again. They don't have to be best buds. They don't have to be up on each other every single day. They don't have to, call each other and be, this is my favorite father in the world. But just to have a relationship where a decent relationship where they can talk to each other. He can, Charles can see the grandkids. Harry can visit the UK and not have any issues. Okay? Just a simple father-son relationship. What do they need to do? And so I'm going to take the cards. We're going to split them. And I'm going to pull the cards. First card is going to be Harry. This is Harry. Hope you can see it. And this is Charles. Okay. So for Harry, we have, it's the 5 of Pentacles, but it's reversed. So, the 5 of Pentacles is about someone being kicked out, left out, without anything, without money, without shelter. These are crabs, looks like to me. It's reversed. If it's reversed, it means he has to recover. He has to recover because he's really drawn to trauma. He said in the interview with Dr. Maddie that if he let go of his trauma with losing his mother, then he felt he would lose his connection to his mother. He has been through so much counseling. He has to make it and allow it to work and to get over. I don't say get over, because you never get over losing your mother, but to get through it and to understand that his mother is in a better place, that she raised him with as much love as she could for him, and he has to be a man now. Yes, carry on my legacy, but don't dwell on my legacy. Don't try to become my legacy. You have to be your own man. Harry has to go into recovery. He has to get true counseling. And once he does that and he improves his moods and his thought processes, then he can improve his relationship with his father. And for Charles, I got the King of Pentacles. Charles has to just be king. He has to be king of his household, king of his family, king of the UK. There is things he wants to do and he wants to accomplish in his life, but he has to sit there. Look, his legs are wide open, square, not taking the BS from anybody anymore. Look at him like it's Harry's in here saying, "Daddy, I want this. Daddy, you need to forgive me. Daddy, you need to give me an excuse." And blah. He's sitting there like, whatever. He's bored of all the charades that Harry's putting him through. He needs to be strong. Put the sword down in the stake here. I'm not crossing this line, Harry. This is it. You've got what you're gonna get. And I just have to be king, and you have to understand that, because we can't go any further. I've given you all I can give you. I understand you have psychological problems. I've heard it over and over again, but we got to move on as a family. And either you're gonna be here with me or you're not. This is what he's got to say to him. Tired of the BS. We've got to move on. You can have what I can give you as king, but I'm not going to give you what you want if you're going to keep bashing me. Stake in the stand. This is what this is saying. Okay, so that's my reading for the day. They have a lot to work on. It's going to take a long time because first, Harry has to change. He will be left out in the cold until he changes. His father is now putting his foot down. He's like, his father's going to get to the point where he's going to put his foot down. He hasn't got there yet, y'all. I'm just saying, because he's still that facilitator. I want to bridge the gap. I have my son. I love my son, but I also have to rule this world. And there's things I want to accomplish, and I need these other people to help me do that. Okay, and those other people, unfortunately, are also. They're networking, their groups of people are working with Harry and Meghan on other agendas within this circle of influence. They need Harry and Meghan because they get the attention. They get the attention of the youth, and they want the youth really, 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 really bad to influence them. Okay, so, and Meghan and Harry are going to keep doing what they want to do, especially Meghan. Meghan is never going to change. She's a narcissist. She is just not going to change. It's worked this far. She's gotten everything she's wanted, well, for the most part, so far. So why would she change now? Harry, his anger is going to get the best of him. He has got to go to true therapy, real therapy, but not only go, he has to allow it to work. He cannot be addicted to the trauma of his mother passing, and that's all we see and that's all we hear about. Right? This is what's happening. So until he does that, he's stuck. So, but there are strategies to improve families. Anybody's family can improve, or your relationship with your family can improve if you're willing to change. You got to go inside yourself, and you have to be able to say, you know what? Just like the cards say, you have to know yourself. You have to know your enemies, because if you don't know yourself, know your enemies, you're going to lose everything. And with Harry, his enemy is not. He knows who he is. He knows that he's addicted to the drama with his mother and the trauma of his mother. But he's not willing to let it go. So he keeps losing. He's never going to win. He's always going to be an angry, angry man until he lets that go. Examine your thoughts. Examine your beliefs. Is this really getting you what you really want? Is this how you really want to live the rest of your life separated from your family? Are you unwilling to look at your faults? Because it seems like to me, he always takes his faults and make it seem like it's great. Like, I take drugs, but that's the greatest thing. You know, I have this trauma with my mother, but it's the greatest thing because it makes me who I am. And now I have this wife who's just like my mother, and it's like all this stuff he tries to, or he either blames other people. I wore the uniform of the Nazis, and my brother and his wife told me to do it. You know, you can't keep doing it. And with Charles, he's got to act quickly. He's got to stand firm. And he can't keep letting Harry keep getting away with it. Be strong, hold steady. So that is my reading. I hope y'all enjoyed it. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit the like button, and you can share this video to anyone you think may be interested in it. So anyway, stay tuned. We're going to continue to talk about this because it's always something to talk about, y'all. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Blessings.